Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our preview for the Blacklist Season 10, Episode 19, Room 417. I like this title.
Ooh.
I know, it's so spooky. Like, this is the most hyped I've been about a title for the show since The Man in the Hat,
We
which,
all know how that went.
hey, we had a couple of good minutes in there. Yeah, sure, it was not the banger that I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like the second coming of
Yeah,
Cape May.
I know.
But like, I'm intrigued by this episode, but also it's just about timing, really, at this point, because this is episode 19. You know, there's 22 episodes, 21, 22 are airing the same day. So it's like, really, we only have 3 weeks left of this show. And with that in mind, yes, our hearts are hurting. Our brains are going to be hurting if we do not have some significant story movement here. But there is hope. There is tangible hope. Thanks to NBC doing something, a promo.
Yeah, they finally gave us a promo that had some actual information in it that we are actually going to get something that is not just an episode of the week where, you know, Reddington is giving away his fortune for why, we don't know, but that we're actually going to get some information of where it's actually connecting back to the beginning, where it all began, which is, I think, what we've been all waiting for this whole second half of the season. And it's just taken them until these last few episodes to give it to us.
NBC's promo department guy was just like, well, I guess I better get a good promo together now. Just, but really, it feels like that's what's happened with that guy all season.
Yeah, or maybe NBC finally, like, you know, drove some money up there and was like, okay, we'll put a little money into the promo. And he's like, I'm gonna cook.
Maybe, if so, this could be a souffle. Don't let us down here. But okay, well, before we go any further here, Jess and I, following the upcoming series finale on July 13th, we are going to be going live to talk all about the finale, share more thoughts, reactions, hear from a lot of you guys who have been watching and supporting this show for so many years. And how we're going to do this is we're going to have it over on Patreon, and our schedule is going to be somewhat like this. So on the 13th at, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific time, right after the finale ends, we're going to record a video here for YouTube.
Yep.
That will go up after that video goes up here on YouTube. So probably around 7:45, 8 p.m. Pacific time, we will go live on Patreon where we will chat with all of you guys. We'll have a good old Blacklist post-finale party.
Yep.
Hopefully this is really exciting and we're not all depressed, but go ahead, check out our link in the description to our Patreon, and we appreciate everyone who is supporting us over there.
We also have a brand new video over there right now, which is all about 6 hanging questions that need to be answered in these final episodes. We'll give you a little preview, you know, like, where is Scotty?
That's one of them.
That is one of them.
Yeah.
Like, what happened there? Like, where is she? Why is she never mentioned? We go into way more in that.
Yeah.
And the other 5 questions that must be answered before this show ends over on our Patreon. So thank you again.
Okay, so usually we'll start these previews off with a synopsis, but what we're going to do first instead here is just the promo. The promo. Okay, there was some footage in there that we've seen before, but really the thing that stands out the most is there's this little text slogan that blows by where it says effectively, how it ends is connected to how it began. What does that bleeping mean?
Yeah, I mean, they did have that quick shot of Raymond turning himself in.
Yeah.
I mean, we know why he turned himself in the first place, but could we see a repeat of that? Is he going to turn himself in again for like another reason, or he feels like, you know, it's over for him. He's done what he can. He feels he needs to pay for whatever crimes he did. Like, could we see something like that?
I think there's a couple of different scenarios that are with this. I think number one is your idea that, maybe he turns himself in again. This is sort of a repeat of what we saw previously. Like, the other thing I'm wondering is just that, is there this big open question mark from the beginning of this show that we still don't really have an answer to? Because it's like, I do think he turned himself in for Liz. Like, I think Liz was the primary motivating factor there. But I think through all of this, through the entire course of events, he probably had an understanding of how long the Blacklist as a project was going to go, because there's always been a certain number of people on this. It's never been fluid to the sense of like you're taking somebody who was number one and like making them number five. I know he put Liz at number one, but he hasn't had another number one since Liz. There hasn't been a number three since Katarina. It's like things are pretty much set in stone with a lot of that. So he might have had kind of an end game from the very beginning with a lot of this, where once he kind of got through with all these people, he was going to just go off and do this or figure out something else with his life. And I'm sure he's looked at this list lately and he's been kind of like, there isn't really a lot of people left here anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the list is getting pretty tied up, and it feels like there's not a lot of ways that this is gonna end up for Reddington. I mean, I think a lot of us are hoping that he's gonna go off and live a great life. I'm hoping that he's gonna get that life that he wanted with Anne, obviously without Anne because she's not with the show anymore, but just that simple life where he gets to be himself or be another person, be anybody he wants, but have a quiet life where nobody's looking for him somewhere else in the world that he can just disappear. But now that I've seen this promo with the sort of like how it ends is all connected to how it began. It's just like, is he gonna turn himself in and sort of be like the episode with the judge? If you guys all kind of remember that episode, where at the end when she was, arrested, whatever, she was just like, yeah, I now need to pay for my crimes. And Reddington kind of had a little bit of respect for that. That was just like, oh, is that something maybe he wants to do at the end of all of this? I really hope not.
Reddington, no.
I
will be too sad. You can't do that. I think he's got to be a smart enough guy, and he's clearly been smart enough with everything else to realize that he could not hold this position for with the task force for the rest of his life. Like no reputable organization is going to allow you to partner with the most wanted criminal and arguably the entire world for the rest of your life, and it's never going to come out. Like, I feel like there has had to have been some sort of fail-safe plan, and I think it's been in place to some extent before Hudson even showed up, because his change in behavior, this new attitude from him, that was there before Hudson. It's not like this congressman has just suddenly flipped his world upside down.
Yeah, because the other thing that Reddington did is he wiped himself from the task force, and seemingly his immunity agreement. I mean, like, is all of that just gone now? So if he decides that he is going to turn himself in, it's like, well, there's nothing there. Like, it's not like you guys were ever working with me. It's not like there was ever an immunity agreement. I'm just me. Take me in. Oh man, if it ends like that, I'm going to be pissed. Unless they end up telling me who he is, then I'll forgive it.
I'm not sure I still will. I think I'll still be so upset about the other thing. But okay. Here's the synopsis for Room 417, which ironically does not tell us what Room 417 is. But a cryptic tip from Red leads the task force to uncover a security breach within the U.S. government. Congressman Hudson takes major steps to uncover the inner workings of the task force. Here's my number one question. How is it that Reddington knows about something within the U.S. government before the task force does? They literally work for the U.S. government.
I know, but at the same time, I mean, Reddington was saying this during the first part of the season when everyone was like, you're connected to the FBI? Where, yes, he's like, yeah, of course, any big criminal as big as me with an empire as big as me has deep pockets in the U.S. government. I have, my hands in everybody's pockets. It's how I've been able to conduct business and, continue on all this time. Like, it's the only way. So I'm not surprised. I mean, we all remember his little bunker with all his little people typing there. I mean, yeah, it's all blown up or whatever, but I mean, he's really good at getting information.
It's funny you mentioned that about that bunker, because this is what I think 417 is. I think it's a variation of that to some degree. Maybe you don't have all the people typing, but I'm kind of looking at it in my head as just sort of like this hole of dirt where you just go in there and there's
Hole
just
of dirt.
that is right, where you just you dig up all these secrets about everybody. All the dirt on everybody is in room 417, and you just dive into the hole. You find a way. I'm speaking metaphorically here, but it's just like
What you are talking about.
it's a place where everybody's secrets are, and you find a way to get something important out of there. Like if there's something where there could be a really bad breach to the point that Reddington would care about it, maybe this is why he wants the task force to look into it. He's already tried to look into Hudson on his own and hasn't found anything. Maybe he is desperate enough now where he's just like, I need to visit the hole of dirt. I need to do something.
Are we still going on with this hole of dirt?
Oh, I ain't letting the hole of dirt go.
Oh, boy.
Until the episode airs and I'm like completely wrong about what this room is. It's just like that. To me, this feels like a classic case of Reddington setting up the task force for something to get something he needs out of it.
I just get excited with titles like this because one of my favorite movies is Four Rooms. I love episodes or movies or anything that has to sort of do with hotels or spooky hotel rooms, like, you know, The Shining, like anything like that. I have high hopes for this episode, even though there's not that much information about it. I mean, we're so close to the end.
Yeah, it's like, of course Hudson is going to try to uncover the workings of he's been doing that for weeks, and now he just happens to have a little bit more information. So I guess congratulations, Arthur Hudson, you're getting closer to something, but I still don't think he's going to win in the end just because Panabaker's out there. We know Reddington's got his hands in a lot of other government officials. It's going to be a really uphill battle for him the way he's doing this.
I think he's going to get the task force taken down. I think he is going to get the win that he wants. Do I think he's going to get Reddington? No. I think if Reddington gets arrested, it's going to be on Reddington's terms, that he is going to decide he has to pay for whatever it is, and he's going to decide. It's not going to be because of Hudson, but I do think that the task force is going to be pulled apart because of him.
Okay, let's say that Hudson...
He'll get a win, but like, kinda.
You can have that win, Hudson, but here's what's going to happen. I'm just purely dreaming at this point. Hudson may shut down the task force, but then it comes out that Cooper, with the help of Raymond Reddington, has taken down hundreds of notorious criminals all over the world. Cooper gets a medal from the president.
He should get a medal.
He gets a parade. He gets
a parade?
Yeah, he gets to like wave at everybody. You know, he's like a national hero. Everybody else in the task force is lauded. And then everybody just laughs at Hudson. And they're just like, you power grabber. You're nothing. Get out of here. Look what you did. You tried to make this guy look like the bad guy. Look, sure, there's been a lot of killings and other things involved in all this.
Crazy spending.
We're not going to pay any attention to all of that. Okay, but that's where we are entering room 417. So we'll see exactly what happens. But remember, we are going to go live after the series finale on July 13th. So check out our Patreon. Our link is in the description below. Lots of exclusive Blacklist coverage there. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you here next time.